Questions?
I asked you a couple days ago, what do you want to see the second day of practice? And you talked about what we'll work on in meetings. We're correcting that. Is that what you're seeing thus far?
It's been some of that and not as good as we want it to be. I think that's the reality of it. We talked about it this morning in the team meeting. Guys fixing problems, in the meeting room and being able to take them to the field. So we've gotten a lot better at that, but still wanting to be a lot better.
Gabe Moore yesterday put on his Facebook believe that he's sitting out this year for health issues. Do you have any other information regarding that? Or?
No comment on it. We'll keep it internal and in-house, but hoping the best, wishing the best for Gabe.
How has the defense kind of looked and progressed throughout camp?
Yeah, the last 2 days defensively really dominated the practices. Today was a little more even match, but defensively a lot of really good things, creating turnovers, having unbelievable energy and toughness and physicality. Today, again, was a little more back and forth, but that's what we want to see. You want to see things not go well and then somebody respond, and you also want to see true back and forth. But Coleman and the defensive staff have done a great job with those guys getting them ready to practice every day.
What's your process for installing your offense? You did it in the spring, but as far as training camp is concerned, how quickly do you want that to be, processed by your guys and taken in?
Yeah, we're being incredibly aggressive with the install. We want to apply as much pressure as we can mentally and physically, so we can see what guys we can go count on. And our guys, again, they've taken to it. They've done a good job with it, but we've been really, really aggressive with the way we're installing through the first 10 days of camp. Having
most of that offense here in the spring, able to go through it, how big was that as far as transitioning into, preparing for game one in a few weeks?
No, it was huge. Our guys got really good knowledge about what the expectation is, how we want to go play, how we want to do what we do. There's still a ton of growth to be made at every single position. But again, man, they've got great intent. They've had great energy in the building. We've been so far from perfect. It ain't funny, but at the same time, our guys are wanting to get better. And if we'll continue that, we'll be where we need to be.
You had 11 new starters on offense a season ago. How does the chemistry and the cohesiveness of this team compare to some of the veteran teams you've worked with in the past that have played together for years?
Yeah, I think it's different just because we haven't had that first one together. And until you truly do that, I think there's some unknown. I think with the way we've trained, with the way we've worked, with the things that we've put them through, and how we've tried to connect as a locker room and as a program, I think it gives us a pretty good idea of the guys that are all the way in. And so those are the guys that we'll go count on, the ones that we can trust to go get it done.
How have the Russell brothers looked in practice so far?
Yeah, they've been good. It's been, again, they've got a ton of work to do. Monte's done a really good job. Monte's brought it every single day. He's had great energy, played with really good toughness. So really proud of where he's at and how he's turning into a really good leader for us.
We talked with Kelly Jones yesterday. He's certainly not lacking in confidence. What have you seen from him in camp, and makes you think he can really be that next shutdown corner here?
Well, just today he got beat on a couple things that were bang plays. But what I loved about it is he just ended the day with a 60-yard pick six. He's just playing the next play, and a guy that's getting out of his own way. He's preparing the right way. He's taking care of his body. This guy's incredibly talented. But he's a dude that is thankful for opportunity, and you see it on his face, you hear it in his conversation, and he'll be a guy that maximizes his potential.
You've got your first scrimmage this week of the camp. What's something that needs to happen between now and then for you to feel good going into the scrimmage?
Yeah, I think offensively, when we look at it, we want to play clean football. So we're going to play with a ton of tempo. We're going to play really, really aggressive. But from a penalty standpoint, pre-snap penalties, making sure that we're playing really clean football and not shooting ourselves in the foot is critical while taking care of the ball. And then defensively, it's all about getting the ball and then getting off the field on third down. And those are the things that we'll continue to look at. And that's what we want to make sure we continue to clean up before we get live on Sunday.
Jordan Mosley has been a guy that's been around a couple of years. How does he kind of fit in with your offense? What do you think of him so far?
Yeah, he's done a really good job. That's one that we're going to be able to count on. He's worked at a really high level. He's brought guys with him. Jordan, I'm excited about what he's going to do for us this fall.
Was there any kind of, coming into here with a bunch of turnover on defense and whatnot, was there any level of concern that you had about the defensive side of the ball? And you mentioned dominating the last couple of days of practice. Has that kind of any concern you had? Has that eased down the last couple of days in
No, I
practices?
mean, again, inside the building, I think other people might feel a different way than I feel. I know who we have in our building. I know the coaches that are coaching them every single day. We'll be prepared to go play the way we need to play, and I feel good about where we're at. We got to get a heck of a lot better in all three phases, but at the same time, we got people over there on the defensive side that are going to be able to get it done.
Blake has obviously emerged as your QB1. What have the other couple of guys look like, Chris and Mike, battling behind him?
Yeah, competing every single day to be the two, finding a way to create some separation. And it is, right now, it's neck and neck. You got to take great care of the ball, got to create predictable outcomes. That's all I talk about with them. I want to be able to call the play and know what's going to happen before it's snapped. And so that's where we're trying to get. Chris has done a good job. He's got great athleticism, got great toughness, great energy. And Mike doesn't know what he doesn't know, but is really, really talented throwing the football, very accurate. So these two guys got a ton of work to do, just like Blake does. But I like how they're going about their business.
You mentioned pre-snap penalties a minute ago, something you wanted to clean up. Is the team doing okay with the tempo that you want to play at?
Yeah, they're figuring that out. Obviously, the spring was a huge part of it, just understanding that. And so we've picked up kind of where we left off, and we've been able to build on that. So they understand what we're trying to accomplish, how we're trying to create advantage and create an edge through that, and doing a good job for the most part.
Kelly Ayari named to the watch list for the Blitnikoff Award. What have you seen from him and how he's fitting into this offense, and you feel like he's earned that spot?
Yeah, Kelly, again, is a guy that's played a ton of ball. Our expectation is that he's going to play a ton of ball for us and have a bunch of success for us. So he's got to continue to work and create this consistency for him to be able to go do what we all want him to do.
What have you seen from Trent Hudson and Devon Booth?
Yeah, Trent and Vaughn, both those guys obviously just getting here this summer. Trent's done a really nice job. He's gotten better inside the offense every single day. He's made some competitive plays, kind of what you saw on tape with his touchdowns there at New Mexico State. And then Vaughn's a guy that's done a really good job when he's had the ball in his hands, but he's a guy that's done a great job when he doesn't have the ball in his hands. So choosing to be physical in protection, playing really physical. So both those guys have come on and gotten better every day, which we've needed.
Is there any specific way you've seen Blake get better in the past week? And you said he's got some stuff to work on. What specifically on the field are you you hoping for him to grow in?
We just want him to continue to clean up fundamentally. How we do what we do inside the pocket when there's things going on around us. Do we have the ability to stay incredibly calm and our eyes being our progression and being able to do some things that fundamentally he's not used to being coached that way. And so he's made great growth. I think today was probably the best day that he's had from a decision-making standpoint and fundamentally doing right and playing clean in the pocket. But we'll need to continue that.
We saw Gabe Jackson up here the other day, 10-year vet in the league. I mean, how important is it, you think, to have some of those guys come back and kind of impart some of their wisdom on your guys?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's huge, and it means the world, to our guys, for those guys to be able to come back, pour into them, and talk about experience, and I think with those guys that did it for such a long time, having great understanding of, man, these guys lived it, and they don't have to talk about it, and they can share what they went through every single day, and that's been huge for our guys. We've got a bunch of guys that have come back, which has been awesome.
Appreciate you,
All right,
Chris.
thanks.
Thank
Thank you
y'all.
very much.